Good afternoon, everybody. Right, so I'm saying I'm gonna stuff up, and I haven't even opened the PNG tuber software. Good going, me. What the hell? Oh, oh. Anyways, I might actually have to, considering the fact that previous streams have had, I guess, several DTubers. I'm probably gonna have to put a few rules on screen. Ah, I see. The outline is bugged again. I'm really hoping that gets fixed soon enough. Test. Okay, I'm just testing some stuff. Okay. Yeah, right. Oh, wait. What does that do exactly? Does. Okay, does it do anything or. Okay. I think it might be better if I just do. Maybe I might lighten the. Ah, I see. Too much, man. I should have probably kept it at just the, like, either weakened it or lessened, maybe? I don't know. I think having, like, a little bit of bounce might be better. Okay. What do you mean the model effects include? Okay. Right. I want to keep it at outline because, yeah, that honestly fits the most with one, my art style, and two, just. Alright, done that down there. Okay. Let's see here. I didn't want to open OBS settings. I wanted to turn on studio mode so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay. Transition. First of all, putting the rules on this. Nope, that is, I don't want to move the overlay, but I do want to move some of the images around. I technically speaking don't have a designated UI element for rules. So what I might instead have to do is probably encode it into the embed itself. So this might actually take a bit, but I can like queue up a set of requests. Kind of wish if someone was here, they could actually tell me if it would be readable in the slightest. That is not it. Streaming. Here we go. Streaming overlay. Oh, so that's what happens. Okay. I need to open this in Visual Studio Code because that's what Visual Studio Code is what I work with to, you know. Okay, let me move my tablet back so I can actually type some of this out. What color do I like go for? I think maybe like a slight purple, maybe. Hello. I'm currently doing some slight updates to my stream overlay. If actually, because I can do stuff like this if I'm given a quick second. Next, if I do like, okay, so if I do this and then I go to wherever my browsers and then reload. Yeah, okay, where is it actually? Where's the? Oh, I'm I'm a fool for that because I didn't set it up. That's honestly fair. I can't really do this thing. Ah, there we go. That's what I'm doing. Height of. I think I might lower that to something like 360. That didn't work. That did not work. Okay. I mean, oh, am I? Oh, I am quite the moron, but nonetheless, it is doable. If I set to like 200, there we go. It's always good to have skills on hand like this, so you can actually just do stuff on the fly. 150. I'm going to have to then do a check to see if the actual, I didn't save it. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna do a quick. Let's do a quick run through to see if anything. I don't think I did that correctly. Unless something. Wait. Hold on. There is something that has appeared there. And I should have done. I did white on a black background. No, I did white on a white background. That doesn't work. There we go. Can you even read that? No. Is that readable? Hold on. I need to full screen my own stream view. Hold on. Apologies on the slight delay. I need to. This is kind of a mandatory thing I need to do. Yeah, that's readable. Though, if anything, I should probably I should probably increase the size. I didn't do that right. Text is not any bigger. Font size. Oh, but it also makes the window bigger too. Oof. Okay. I actually would like to know if the text is readable at this scale, or I have to like manually make it bigger. Okay. L, and then close it off with L item 1. Let's see here. That didn't fix anything. I apologize for the slight delay. It's been a while since I actually did anything HTML related. So okay, what if I put it outside the there we go. Now I can actually see what I'm doing. How do I actually do a list? Put in a non-readable. Yeah, it's great. How do I? Okay, what if I just do it on? I'm gonna do an unordered list to see if that fixes the issue. If not, it's honestly not a big deal because I have the ability to just, use then save, reload. There we go. Okay, we are getting somewhere with this. Font size larger. That is not larger. That is like only a fragment larger. Come on, you could do. Oh, that's not that isn't readable to. That isn't very readable, is it now? 400%, 400% magnification. Okay, and now it's too big. Oh, God. Margin top. That's better. That's better. I will lower the top man. I will lower the top by like. I gotta save it actually. Okay, that should be readable. I'm going to emphasize this one because apparently it wasn't. Apparently it's not like it was never clear enough. Yeah, at least at, at least chat isn't completely empty, which I guess is nice. If it keeps things busy, I still don't have enough freaking room for that. Gosh darn it. Okay. Hold on. 800. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, I have written the rules. Da 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 da. If you're curious, to no one who is very curious about how it looks under the hood, do, 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 do. Behold, it's a bit of a mess. Well, it's not really that much of a mess, but still. Mm, yeah, no. Actually, that reminds me, there was one that I was considering, but Yeah, hold on. Let me just do a quick refresh. There we go. Let me do a quick refresh for. Uh, yeah, yeah. I can do Xi'an. I think Xi'an honestly perfectly represents the economy. Like these, like Xi'an and June perfectly represent modern economy. Honestly, seriously, it's the only way I could like. That's honest to God, that's the perspective I have of it. Okay, I also do need to put on some music. So let's see here. What do we have that could. What do we have here? You know what? Ambient drum and bass. Why the hell not? Actually, what the fuck? That UI is actually what? Okay, that's a cool UI. Anyways, oh, let's see. I need to pull up the image on my. I need to put the image in the Krita. I say Krita. It's kind. I kind of switch between the two. There's reference image. This is the file. There we go. Hmm. Now, one thing is, Shion kind of contradicts like Madurian as a kind of contradicts Madurian, in a few ways. No one's really broke per se. Because Madurian is designed to be a nearly perfect world, but at the same time, a perfect world it's never truly perfect. That's already. Yeah, that's honestly fair. The rest is vocal. I mean, fair enough. Let's see. Alright, how would I go about doing. Okay, let me make sure this is working. Okay. Hmm. Surprisingly, this one. Huh. This one is actually this one's a bit of a gear turner for the mind because it's at it's actually me getting me to to more so think about how Madeiran's economy would actually be more like. Hmm. Of course, if I can't entirely do Shion, I will come back to it because it was of course it was one that was requested. It's not so much that I can't draw her. It's more so of a roadblock of world building than anything else. Just the challenge of that being a specific aspect of it. Of course, one route I was considering, I kind of just saw, I kind of, yo, hello. Wait, uh, right, 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 I did, right, yeah, tweets. Yeah, I'm the same guy. I'm also streaming on Twitch as well. I do stream on both, but with how things are going on the YouTube side of things, I'm more so focusing on, Twitch. I have the head actually a bit more. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So my my um my art style is like consistent in like the style itself, but not like how whenever I do canvas sides, it is never consistent in the slightest. Yeah. Wait, did you dip last stream? I oh hello lady. I did the request, but I did it like very silly. I still have it I still have it on Krita. The- I need to select the paintbrush tool. I realized something, and it's drop. You can also drop pirate is a very vague term. You literally just threw a term at me, and I'm going like, what do I do with this? Fucking light bulb! Never mind, the light bulb just burnt out. Like, what am I supposed to do with the word pirate? Are we sure about that? I mean, if anything, a pirate doesn't have to be a stereotypical captain pirate. It can be honestly anything as long as, heck. Right. I see. Yeah, okay. There was this one. I was playing Block Tales with this one streamer. I can't quite remember the name of the streamer, but they recommended like this like hidden this like niche this niche little Roblox indie game, Hexaria. I believe it's like called Hexaria. I might check it out on stream sometime. Not like today. I gotta keep myself a mental note of that so I'm not immediately diving headfirst in and burning myself out because I have too much ongoing. I feel like Shion in like my question is, I know like I know that Flawed and Regal have been drawn with like the mindset of like I believe Sector 4's fashion, which is kind of just the default style in a way. Like I guess if anything, Sector 4 is kind of the I guess the poster child, the poster destination, if you will. But like, I'm thinking like, where would Shion fall under? Because I don't actually have a good way to showcase or describe the kind of the thought process that I have of how Sector 4 looks. Though if I had to sketch out how Sector 4 would look, like it's the main capital, like the main metropolis of it or whatever, would be these these towering pillars with like walkways on them. I don't need no stabilizer. What are you talking about? Like they would have these walkways and whatnot. Just or at least something along the lines of that. Like it's a very a sort of vertical kind of city in a way. I don't know how to really explain it. It's again, it's something that it's definitely something I'm figuring out. I guess the best I actually no, I do have a sketch of like what the a very rough background of it. In fact, I have a few environmental sketches of some of the. Hold on. All right, so this here was a background I did for I believe it was the first version of Miku. The second version isn't actually a art piece, but rather something I did in Project Arrhythmia. If I don't, do I have this? Unless I don't have a screenshot of it. In which case, that's perfectly fine. I always have, like, some other way of showing it. Yeah, okay, I don't actually have... Okay, so never mind, I don't have a screenshot of it. Which I guess is fine. In any case, back to... Like, I'm thinking maybe some kind of like... some sort of like virtual... like some kind of holographic bow tie maybe? But like, it's a very... but the holographic part is like very outdated. Like, you can see it starting to fizzle. You can see it starting to kind of fizzle a little bit and bug out. This is, of course, this is just a rough draft of sorts. Okay, hold on. We're not. For that was the sound of my door being closed a little harder than it should have. That is mostly myself to blame and nobody else. I did one thing I was going to actually bring up that it's not Shion has many issues actually with this because one, the whole poverty thing, and two, I mean, well, the poverty thing is her whole purpose, but two, the notes and whatnot. Where are they? I need to know what they're. I need to see what they're actually called. Hold on. Yeah, the bills and whatnot. The eviction notice and debt bills. Yeah, that's sort of another contradict. That's sort of one. That's another thing that kind of contradicts because Madeiran has its own language and writing. I have yet to actually figure out a proper system of converting general English or any clip for them or any or any language that matter to lost site. I do have methods, but they're pretty much inconsistent at best. Also, I gotta figure out the continuous bouncing when it comes to my PNG tuber, because there's some cases where it just kind of bounces several times in a row. That's not my eraser tool. Hmm. I know for a fact that I very much did that. Okay, so that's the general shape of the body I'm going for. Okay, I guess the. Actually, I could. Yeah, I could see myself. I could see that design being implemented into this somehow. Uh, Actually, I just realized there is like another way I could implement the design of just being broke as fuck, but through different means. I feel bad for you. I'm sorry you have to go through the misfortune of using a Chromebook. I can't use those things for the life of me, and frankly, I can't be bothered to ever use those things for the life of me. Seriously, who thought it was a good idea to greenlight the Chromebook? That shit feels like a cardinal sin, and you can't change my darn mind about it. Seriously though, who decided a good idea was... Who decided the Chromebook was a good idea? Uh, I guess the touchscreen, I guess, is nice, but yeah, this is kind of what I'm thinking. Instead of having all the builds, I'm just going to kind of go with instead of kind of more of like the referring to, I guess, the like stock market in a way, which means I'm probably going to add like if I were to fully color this, there would be like hints of red and whatnot. Eh. I mean, you haven't really seen some of the characters I have, and if anything, in like any case where there's where she's animated, her hair more acts like fire than anything else. Nah. I mean, where would alright? Where would June fit into the picture? Because the two are twins, if I recall, are like. Hold on. No, actually, no. Yeah, no, they're twin. No, they're not. No. They are not. No, Jian is older. I'm sure. Hello, Impostus. How are we doing on this fine afternoon? On a fine Friday? Huh. Interesting. The YouTube side of things is picking up traction a little bit, but please read the rules to the bottom left before submitting a request. Thank you. They exist. I have the text bolded for a reason. I thought I, I thought I made the text big enough. I don't want to be forced to do. I don't want to be forced to do this. Hold on. I don't want to be forced to do something like this. I don't want to be forced to have to just make the text in the rules take up like half the footprint, be like take up that much space. I mean, it does happen. Rules are something you can never idiot-proof rules. That actually, thank you for a random person for reminding me. There is like there is one more rule I do need to add to. Alright. It's too big. It's too big. Unless. I will have to. Okay, I might have to. I'll have to shorten it by a little bit. Not 9,900. And that's still too. And that is still too small. Let's go. There is a follow. Please don't spam the chat. I don't want to have to make myself clear. I'd rather not have the chat be spammed. I don't want to have. I don't want to have. What do you mean it's still too small? Uh, it sticks just outside of the text box. This pisses me off to such a degree that I need to fix it again. I really don't want to have to go through the process of fixing this again. Plus, it's getting a little small for the lads. They are so they are like microscopic right now. I'm going to actually shrink the text by a small amount. Just because I don't like how cramped it is. Ah, that's so much. That is much better. There we go. I like how that's. Where was I? Oh yeah. Although it has been like an hour half or nearing an hour half since I started the stream. Lost. I'm gonna be real. I as well play Lost World, though I haven't played it as much just cause it's become grindy, if anything. I've been playing Lost World for like, I don't know, like, I want to say like 2-3 years. I I was in high. I recall I was in like high school when I started playing. Like grade 12 was it? I definitely know it was like the start of like grade 12, like either the summer before I got into grade 12 or grade like right at the start that I got it in. Got it, which was like that was I want to say 2023 that I first started playing Lost Word. If anything, the only reason why I don't play it as much is because the devs take way too long on getting the main story acts out, and my issue with the main story is that the acts like act 4 or whatnot has been going on for way longer than it should be. Like, yeah, okay, act like I don't know. Is it chapters or act? I think it's chapters or not. But like the first chapter, like the island one, school island or whatnot, was fine. I guess chapter 2 was also fine, but it definitely suffered from like bloat. Like it definitely went on for a bit too long with its battles. Like I sort of get it with the feel with the fact that you're climbing a tower and whatnot, but at the same time, there's just there's a lot of filler fights. I guess if anything, chapter 3 is like fine. It's good. But it definitely like if anything, chapter 3 feels like it overstays its welcome for the much different reason of just the story drags on. And then we have chapter 4, which still isn't done. However, one other gacha game that I have been playing recently is the Battle Cats, and for whatever reason, they've been around for a longer time, and they don't. And it's a completely different. I mean, yeah, it's a completely different. But there is no like how do I want to put? There is no like signs of corporate. There's no signs of greed or anything. The Paunos feels like one of those is like so like Project Moon. They are just, but unlike Project Moon, they actually know what they're doing when it comes to a gotcha game. I guess in a more positive mood. I guess what would I call like the first other world friend or whatever, the first alternate universe friend I got was I want to say B2 Junko, tiny space terror. What I like about B2 Junko is the fact that, for one, uh, she absolutely shreds barriers if you get build up of status effects. She just shreds through them. And I have a team comp that is like built around powering up like characters to have max power and then just absolutely shredding through stuff. But main focus is because one, she just shreds barriers. Two, she has no weaknesses and she has no weaknesses but also no resistances. So I mean the resistance and weakness thing is fine because resistance and no damage doesn't really impact gameplay for me. What else? Oh yeah. However, she from what I can tell she has very low agility because in my usual team comps with her she is slow as sin. And also her lack of access to anything other than star. She only has star and nothing else. And all the spell cards are normal, but they are the one they are what give they have a lot of breaking power. If anything, she feels like she would more fall under like at this like the destruction class. However, in the last time I played, I haven't really used the Junko as much since well, power creep exists and power creep is an honest to god bitch. Is it just, is it, okay, I have just curiosity, is it L1 Kaneko? Or is it like is it also Rip Juko? Honestly, from whatever, like, B2 Junko is like just strong as hell, but like then you get to L1, and then you have L1 Juko, and they're like, I L1 Juko is kind of dog water. They can't really do much. Funny experience. For like a decently long while, L1 Lily White was my only healer. Like they were my only like healer any way, shape, or form. And then I got I can't remember. Remember who exactly, but it was either it was either, I know it was like one of the B2. I need to. I'm actively updating my game right now. Yeah, no healers is brutal. Um, what else? I'm just letting the game update, so yeah. Like, sure, all the L1 characters can get you through, like, maybe, like, chapter, like, chapter 1, chapter 2, maybe chapter 3, but at that point it gets a little ridiculous because for some godforsaken reason, the difficulty just kinda takes an upward spike during chapter 3 of all things. The like by then each like episode has the level requirement just goes up by one each time. And at that point I ended up having to start grinding to be able to level up my characters just to meet the requirements. Like around this, like the as far as I'm concerned from what I can recall, the level requirement for chapter 4 is like 80. And we're talking like I don't know. Would chapter 4 be like mid game in terms of the whole story? I honestly don't know. I don't know what like next. I don't know what the team is planning for this. Oh wait, that was the end of the playlist. Oh okay. Uh, actually, let me go back. Yeah, 4 weeks ago. Okay, yeah, that is a legit artist. Okay, game updated. Alright, let's... what's... yeah, I don't... let's see here. That is not... That is my story... That's my story cards. Friends. Let's see. Okay, actually no, I believe it was either like Lily White and the Nasa the L1 variants were my two healers until I believe I don't quite remember who, but I kind of ignored like all the healers up until I got uh C3 Yukari and B3 Wadasuki. Those two, they don't feel like healers. They will absolutely, they destroy, at the point of game where I'm at, they actively destroy everything. If it's like, if it so much as has, if it so much as has moon, water, wood, or sun, those enemies are wiped off of are wiped off the face of Gensokyo. Wait, what oh wait, huh. I guess it's been a while. I don't... Okay, in terms of progress, I actually am capable of doing a fantasy rebirth of Wadasuki, Toehime. However, I am, how many mirrors do I actually have for her? I am sitting at I'm sitting at a quarter of the way there. I haven't played the game in like a decent while. I don't actually remember the last time I played. Mm. That's a bit of a problem. I might take a short break. Just cause I probably do. As they say before, as they say back in ye old days, reminder to take a break every 20 minutes. Or in this case, an hour and a half. So, yeah. Break time, see you in like, just, I don't know. Let's say 5-10 minutes. I highly recommend the Battle Cats, though you will need to use, though it's not just a game that involves just spam and win. You have to it's a game of it's a game of actual strategy, despite how silly it is. Anyways, break time.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
Anyways, hi, I have returned. Everyone collectively killed my school for making me miss the Party Time version 2 premiere. I honestly, if anything, oh right, I'm not. Anyways, hi, chat.
Everyone was experimenting. People just got more deeper and more technical, and obviously sometimes it's just a simple beat that can make a tune.
Hold on. So I'm just going to pop in and see what my friend is doing. Give me a second. I will get back to doing art. Just I'm a little sidetracked, is all.
Didn't realise till I was about 18 that this is what I wanted to do. When you actually see how much your music and how you play touches people, you start to realise that, you know what I mean? Just a kid from East London, man, just playing music to the masses, man. start to realize